welcome. I am the Oracle of Alanfi, greatest oracle and augur in all of Alexandria. In June, the Olympic Readathon over at Shelf Space has caused me to be summoned and my powers to be consulted. I have slain this animal in sacrifice, and now I draw from its entrails and foresee the future. Ooh. Ah, the Knights of Alexandria welcome the Luxembourgish knight, Sir Joanna. They also welcome the mighty Canadian Greatcoat Miriam. Ooh, fuzz. The Red Knight, Sir Victor, also joins the ranks. Oh, I'm getting a vision. It has been foretold that... What up, nerds? Duchess Leslie shall join the ranks. Oh, this one is powerful. Oh, yes, I am getting a vision from the goddess of terrible takes, Sir Christie, the Space Knight. I hear a great thudding in the omens predicting Sir Jake, the drummer. And the knights welcome the esteemed King Duke Justin, both king and duke of his domain. And now I read the guts for one final prediction. This smells like victory. Yes, Team Zeus will dominate the readathon. It has been foretold.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Library of Alexandria, and today I am going to do my June TBR a few days late, but better late than never. And since I am captaining Team Zeus in the Shelf Space Olympics Readathon, I also held off to save the best for last. In fact, so assured am I of my victory. Remember, my team, the Snow Misers, won the last readathon, the Reindeer Games readathon in December, by such a large margin that all the other teams were on a separate spreadsheet because our points encompass the entire first sheet, and Microsoft Office or Google Sheets could not contain such winning information. So assured am I that my team is going to win this readathon as well, that I am issuing a challenge. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that challenge. So each one of my books this month in June will correspond to one of the Shelf Space Readathon prompts. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the books that I plan on reading in June. So first, for the Hephaestus prompt, which is read a book with fire on the cover or in the title, it's going to be Boosh, Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. This was actually for the Feb Rising readathon that we've been doing over on my channel for the month of May, and our live show is actually today at 3 p.m. Central Time. We will be discussing Iron Gold, but because I read most of this, like the back 2/3 of this book in June, it's going to count for the readathon and it's going to count for my June TBR. So I've already locked this one away. If you want to hear what we have to say about this, this book, please tune in today at 3 p.m. Central, where I'll be talking with Kate and Stephanie and Joanna about their Iron Gold thoughts as well. It is very, very different from the first 3 books. So if you've read this or you just want to hear what we have to say, please come and check us out. I can't say too much about it because, you know, it would kind of spoil the end of the first trilogy. Next, for the EOS prompt, which is read the first book in a series or duology, we have yet another May obligation. So, guys, I did not get to read a whole bunch during May because it was finals, but you must needs know that I am free. I have been liberated from mine yoke. My thrall collar, speaking of the next book I'm going to talk about, has been unlocked, and I am no longer beholden to the weight of exams and children who demand my attention, because really all they're concerned about is their GPA and not actually learning the material. And I have had no fewer than 4 emails from a child or their parents asking about their GPA. Please understand, no one is concerned with actually learning Latin. It's all of, what can I do during the summer, Mr. Walker, when you're not actually at work? Will you please do more work for us so that I can get my grade up? I don't want to learn Latin, I just want a better GPA. And if I get one more email asking about GPA over the summer, I'm quitting. So just letting you know that. I'm quitting, and I'm gonna go panhandle for money under a bridge, because you know what? It's not worth it. Like, I'm just not gonna deal with it. So, because of all that foolishness, in May, I did not get all my obligations done, but I am currently in the middle of Boosh, Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. This is book 1 of his brand new Bloodsworn trilogy. So this is Viking inspired. It is very Viking. Guys, there are so many freaking Norse or Scandinavian words up in this beast. Oh my goodness. Have a freaking like Norse to English dictionary handy as you start it. This was actually the shelf space pick for May. We are going to have a live show with Abby, my good friend Abby, at Abby Salter. That's going to be Sunday at noon CST. No, I am not finished with this, but yes, I will be finished by the live show on Sunday. So please, if you've read this book, come check it out and come talk with us. Abby and I have both been waiting for May in order to finish this, even though the live show got pushed in the first week of June. So yeah, come hear what Abby and I have to say about this this brand new book. We're both huge fans of Faithful and the Fallen. Abby has read Of Blood and Bone, his second trilogy, while I have not yet. But almost everyone else I know has read Shadow of the Gods, so I'm excited for that discussion come Sunday. Next, for the Aries prompt, which is read a military fantasy or sci-fi, is going to be Boosh, Dark Age, which is the last book that's available, book 5 of the Red Rising saga by Pierce Brown, and it is extremely military. It's a military sci-fi. It is the longest one, and it is, from what I hear, an incredibly dark age. So from every account I've heard of this book, it is absolutely brutal. And so I don't even know what to expect. I anticipate the POVs will be better than the ones in Iron Gold, but I have no idea what to expect in this book, and who knows how long I have to wait for the 6th book. However, there's going to be a live show for this one with Alex Nieves and Leanna over at Leanna's Library, who both love this series and love this book, and so please do not miss out that live show. It's going to be super exciting. Again, I cannot talk about what this book is about, because not only would it spoil the ending of the original trilogy, but also spoil the ending of Iron Gold, which you definitely must needs not get spoiled. But it is a chonker, and I am really excited to see where it goes. Iron Gold was a little slower paced, but I don't know. I have no idea what to expect from Dark Age, but everyone I've talked to loves this book, except for Sarah at Sarah Reads, she has hot takes and is not actually a huge fan of this particular book. So I can't wait to talk about this book as well. The next prompt that I will be reading is Dionysus. Read a book with red or white on the cover, and that's going to be Boosh, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Now, please look at how short this book is. This book's like 320 pages, and you won't believe what I have in store for you as to your exact specifications. It is the shelf space pick for June, where I will be joined by a wonderful co-host. What up, nerds? Leslie over at The Nerdy Narrative. This was her pick, and we are super excited to read this. This is about a dude who gets knocked unconscious and wakes up and something's weird. That is the premise of every single Blake Crouch book. I have never read Blake Crouch. I hear that this book can literally be read in one sitting in one day, and that is what I am hoping will happen. I'm going to read this immediately after Shadow of the Gods, just for something short, something that's going to go fast, something incredibly fast-paced. It is a sci-fi thriller. Other than that, I know nothing about it, and everybody has warned me not to, like, find out a whole bunch about what it's about. Apparently it's filled with twists and turns and plot twists and general madness. Apparently this is very similar to Recursion, so you shouldn't read them back to back, which is good, because I'm not gonna. But yeah, this was one of Jesse's favorite books. Many other people said that this is an amazing book. I am super excited about reading this. Please check later this month at the end of the month where Leslie and I will have a live show discussing this book. Guys, if you haven't read this book, read this book along. You can fit it in easily. Fits the Dionysus prompt. If you're in the readathon, there's no reason you shouldn't be reading this. Super short, supposedly super exciting. Read this beast and join us. Next, for the Athena prompt, which is read a book with political intrigue, we have ATHENA by Guy Gavriel Kay. I just talked about this in a book howl, so I don't really need to repeat a whole bunch of what it's about other than it's a country named Tigana, which isn't even called Tigana anymore. You can't call it Tigana. Its name's been stolen away. And that's all I know about it. But maybe there's a quest to restore its name, look for it. I don't know. But I know that Guy Gavriel Kay is supposed to be really good in terms of prose. A lot of people are huge fans of Guy Gavriel Kay. Again, Jake read this and said it was really good, despite the fact that there's lots and lots of sexy times. I will be the judge. I will make sure I report back to you on if there is too much sexy times in this. But who knows? This was actually my patron pick for me to read, and then a bunch of my patrons just jumped on and were like, "Hey, we'll read this too." But I've heard good things about Tigana. Most people who read Guy Gavriel Kay who want to suggest where to start either suggest this book or Under Heaven as a couple of his best. So I have never read GGK, and so we will see if he is going to be an author for me or not. Next, with wonderfully yellowed pages, because I've had this book literally since I was in middle school, this exact copy. This book came out in, when did it come out? And hold on, let me look. This book came out in 1990, and it is very yellowed and worn, and I've read it several times. But this is for the Hermes prompt, which is read a book about a travel or a quest or a vacation, and that's going to be Boosh. Dragon Wing by Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. This is book 1 of the Deathgate cycle, and this is an underappreciated series. It has both a quest and travel as our main character Haplo hops between worlds. Guys, if you've read Dragons of Autumn Twilight, that's Wise and Hickman's most popular series, the Dragonlance Chronicles, and then Legends with Raceland. Don't even get me started. We had a huge fight in the Voxer about the brothers Magier. I like neither Raceland nor Caraman. Whatever, like, just go ahead, just pause, go leave your angry comment about how Raceland is the man, the original edgelord. I don't like Raceland, and I don't like Caraman. Stern Brightblade, Flint Fireforge, that's where it's at. But I'll take Raceland over Kitiara any day. Blech, I hate Kitiara. Anyway, this is an extremely underrated series, and I want to see how this holds up. I've read this series a couple times, but I have not read it in at least 20 years. Like, it had to have been at least, early 2000s since I read this series last. And I remember Dragon Wing is not my favorite of the first 4 books. I think it might be the weakest. It's certainly the one I've read the most because, you know, you start it and then you just don't finish series or whatever. This one or the second one, Elven Star, is really, really good, but there's an element from it. If you've read it, you know what it is, where it's just like, really, like, that's dumb. There's a dumb thing in the second book that makes it that I don't like as much. But this is about these 2 races of humans, these like 2 races of kind of like magic, like, they're not humans, they're like Ubermensch. They're above humans, they're called Patrons and Sartan, and they both have magic. The Patrons have rune magic, and the Sartan have like song magic kind of thing. It's not rune-based. But the Patrons got too strong, and so the Sartan sundered the worlds into air, earth, fire, and water, imprisoned all the Patrons in a labyrinth. And the labyrinth was to get down their population, and so they were all like died in the labyrinth. They're born in the labyrinth, and the first one to escape the labyrinth is he's just the patron lord, and he commissions this kid that he helped free from the labyrinth, or this young man he helped free from the labyrinth, named Haplo, to go and explore the 4 worlds and prepare it for his his entering to kind of like become the lords of the Four Realms. And the Sartan have vanished, and they're just really, really good. Haplo is one of my favorite characters, just the character arc of Haplo. And Evie is going to be reading this along with me. I'm going to try to read one a month. I'm not sure I'm going to get to one a month, but I'm definitely restarting the series because I've been wanting to reread this series since I started BookTube. I remember loving this series. I know I love Haplo. And so, look, if y'all want to read this along with me, read it. Drop into the Discord and talk to me about these books. I really, really, really enjoy these, especially book 3 and 4 about the fire and water world. Next, and this is for the Zeus prompt, read a book about a kingdom or a patriarchy, and this is for double points because I'm Team Zeus. That's going to be Boosh, Hero of Ages, which I was supposed to finish already, but I haven't. I'm finally going to conclude the Mistborn trilogy. Guys, I love Dwell of Ascension. Oh my gosh, that ending. I have heard that this one is even wilder. I can't freaking wait to read this book. I'm definitely going to be reading this in June, so y'all just better wait. Like, I'm definitely going to be reading it because it's for the readathon. It's for big points because it's also like almost 800 pages. Oh man, I can't talk about it, but I mean, Vin is in it. Freaking no Zane, hopefully. Ugh, guys. Ugh. Just the freaking worst. It's like the freaking Raceland of the Mistborn series. Anyway, I'm definitely going to be reading this, and I can finally say that I've got a Sanderson series under my belt. And then finally, if I have time, and I desperately hope I have time, for the Hestia prompt, read a book with found family, I will be reading Boosh Thud, book 7 of the City Watch series of Discworld by Terry Pratchett. And I can think of, off the top of my head, no better found family than the Discworld City Watch. Vimes and Carrot and Nabi and Colin and Angua and Cheery and just Detritus. Like, my favorite found family probably ever. Like, oh my gosh, I love Discworld, and I especially love the City Watch. I read Night Watch a couple months ago, and so I'm almost done with the City Watch books before I can start the other Discworld series, but I love Discworld. They always make me happy. I am desperately hoping that I'm going to get to this. It is June, and I am not in school, so I'm hoping to get a ton of reading done if I can just put down the controller. Why did Mass Effect Legendary Edition have to come out right before I got out of school? If I can stop playing Mass Effect long enough, I can just tear through these books. So, guys, that is my TBR for June. And as for the challenge, guys, I am so certain of Team Zeus's dominance that, listen up, peep this, guys. If Zeus, there are 15 teams competing. If Team Zeus does not finish in places 1, 2, or 3, that is, if we are not in the top 3, if once again Shelf Space denies us what is rightfully ours and putting our names on that reigning readathon victor page, first, second, or third, then I will read A Court of Mist and Fury. That's right. You heard it here. I am so certain that we are going to take first, second, or third place. We're going to take first, but, I might as well give it some leeway, make it a little bit more, a little bit more exciting. If we do not take first, second, or third place, I will subject myself to A Court of Mist and Fury. The mob will finally get what they have been demanding, and that is for me to read that second horrible, horrible book in just a miserable series. And I promise you, if I end up having to read that, I will be counting every mention of gemstones as color, every mention of someone's eye color, every mention of someone's muscled chest or abdomen. Good night. So, it's not going to be a problem. I don't even own the book because I'm not going to end up having to read it because we, Team Zeus, are going to win. Guys, that is all for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, information about my Patreon and Discord is down in the description, and I'll see you next time.